name is Stephanie and welcome back to our mistake series. In this video, I'm going to show you the top mistakes that I find in June. So let's get started by 30 to 20 mistake. So the first mistake is fighting too early on the board. And here is the example. So now is black's turn. So white just played a two-space jump to the center, which is not the best move on the board. So white normally extending on the side will be one of the best choices, but I can say this is a mistake because going to the center is it's okay. So in the actual game, black decided to attach here and try to break through and cut the two stones off. But after black made this exchange and then he realized double hane here or hane here will be too risky. Even though the ladder might not work for black. Okay, so actually the ladder doesn't work for black. So even though the ladder works for black, and when white extending here, white on both sides, white has some more stones than black. So black, of course, will be disadvantaged in this fight. So in the actual game, black played a tiger's mouth and tried to connect the stone, and white ataried. Black connects back, and white connects back. And now as some exchange moves are played in this corner, and as we can see, white gets the outside influence and the shape is fine and the shape is very solid and strong. The cutting point doesn't work, but look at what black gets. Black doesn't get anything. The corner is still open and the shape is not that good. So in the opening, where is the most urgent places to go? So remember, after the four corners are taken, you can either go to the side directly, or you can start approaching your opponent corners, or you can enclose your own corners. But after four corners are enclosed, and we should always go to the wider area, the more open area. So now in this game, the sides here are all open, and there's no stone here. So black can either approach the corner or play a splitting move on the side. All right, so now let's move to the next mistake. The next mistake by 19 to 10Q player is getting distracted in a fight. And here is the example. In the actual game, white decided to invade over here, and black played a one-space jump to get out. At the same time, this move is giving more pressure on the stone. So normally after you invade into your opponent territory, you want to settle that fight, or you want to protect your weak group. So my first instinct will be just like one space jump, or I would try to make some eye space to go to the corner. Either way, the one space jump is better since the center is very open. But all of a sudden, white realized, hey, I might get some ladder breakers on the bottom area here so that I can run this ladder. So in the actual game, white decided to approach. And of course, black won't like these two stones to connect. So black separated on the top, white hanes, and black extend, and white extend, and black blocks here. And after these few exchange moves on the bottom left corner, now the ladder works for white. And then in the actual game, white run the ladder, and black extended here. But why is this the mistake? Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. White invaded here, black one space jump, and then up to this move, the corner and the side is not a black's territory yet. So if white just simply jump out, and white is able to either approach here or enclose here later, or jump to the center and limit the potential and the influence in the center. All right, so since white changed his mind and white played an approach, the trade of make the ladder works is white first to sacrifice the stones on the side, and now everything in the corner and the side is black's territory already. And let's look at the 3 stones right here. It's not even settled or alive yet. And now let's go to the upper right corner. Even though the ladder works, but still, let's compare the thickness and the thinness here. White only has 2 stones, and black has a strong wall on the top. And on the bottom area here, or the bottom right corner here, black is fine. It's connected. So of course, white won't get any disadvantage. White won't get any advantage in this fight. So making the ladder works in this situation is actually a wrong choice. So when we're in a fight, we should always settle a fight first and then start a new fight. Except some fights or the 2 fights are connected or related to each other. But in this game, the 2 fights are not even related. It's on the upper side of the board. All right, so now let's look at the next mistake. The next mistake by 9-1Q player is leaving Aji in a fight. And here is an example. So both black and white are fighting on the bottom area here, which is the biggest territory area for black. If white is able to live, and then it's really hard for black to compete in the territory, because white has a very big territory on the left and the corner over here, but what black has is the corner right here, which is not enclosed yet, and the start point here, since AlphaGo showed us the 3-3 invasion, which is one of the most popular Josekis. The start point doesn't secure the corner. So what black wants to do on the bottom area here is to try to kill this entire group. So in the actual game, black played a very strong and aggressive move, the double honey. So what black is trying to do is black wants to wait. So it looks like there's a weakness here, and a very obvious weakness. But actually, this is what black wants white to do. White killed the stone on the right, and then black can use the cutting point right here and pull the stone back. And white still have to add another move to connect the 4 stones. Now the main territory is still there, it's still secured. And then black can use the center here and keep expanding the moyo in the center, or Kosumi. So this is a black's plan. But of course, white is able to see in a 9-1Q level, we can always see what's the obvious weakness here. Is it a trap for me to fail? All right, so in the actual game, white played Hane. So now you can see after this exchange right here, so this stone is getting weaker. If white is able to kill this stone, then white has more eye space. So black has to pull the stone out or connect the stone to the left side. But after this exchange right here, the Atari and Atari now works, because black is no longer able to use this cutting point and pull the stone back. So in a fight, we should never leave any weakness or any aji for your opponent. So maybe temporarily the aji and the weakness doesn't work now, but it gives white, or it gives your opponent more opportunity to play some senteis on the other side. This is the perfect example. The aji doesn't work right now, but white has so many senteis on the left. And if white, the clamp is even, the clamp also works as well. So if white uses some senteis on the left, white's still able to make a lot of eye space and make this group alive. So in the fight, we should always try to not leave the aji and a weakness. All right, so now let's look at the next mistake. The next mistake by 1 to 4 down player is a slow move will lose initiative in a fight. And here is an example. So now it's black's turn. And what happened in this game is white approached here and black attached and to try to get out. And white just extend, black made a bamboo shape, and white extended to the corner. So in this fight, it looks like white is leading the fight. White is stronger. This side is strong, and the bottom area here has some eye space, but actually there is a weakness. The white group has a weakness in the center area here. So in the actual game, black was only focusing on making eye space. So black played a tiger's mouth here, and black is trying to make the eye here and the Atari here so that black will get some eye space on the bottom. So what black was hoping was black wants white to pull the stone back so that black can use some sentes in the center, and then white net the stone, and black can simply just escape. However, in the game, white didn't respond this move. So white used the net and it killed the stone. Alright, so why is this a slow move? Why is this a mistake? So actually in this area here, black is not losing in the fight, or black doesn't have the disadvantage. So let's look at this stone over here. So this stone is a Hane move. So one of the weaknesses of the Hane is there's a cutting point, but of course the cutting point doesn't work right now. But the second weakness of the Hane move is there's some sentes on the top. So when black pushes on the top, white has to extend. Otherwise, black can just simply Atari and make knight's move, and now everything is escaped. And with a very good shape. So if black extend here and try to prevent that happen, and black can use another sente. So this is the Hane on the head of 2. We should always avoid that shape, because after black gets this shape, and not only white is surrounded in the corner, but also these two stones, the liberty of these two stones are very short. So if white choose to extend again, then you will see black won't play the tiger's mouth again. That's a very slow move. Instead, black will just pull the stone out directly, and then that's actually a sente move. If white doesn't respond that move, now you can see black can just use the Hane on the top and kill the 5 stones. So if white respond the push or the extend here, let's say white played a 1 space jump, and if black can just simply either connect or use another sente here and a Hane on the bottom, and the 5 stones are actually in a very bad position. So in the actual game, black played a very slow move, and it gave white a chance to connect everything. Okay, so now let's look at the last mistake. The last mistake by 5 down and above is a wrong judgment on attacking direction. And here is an example. So in the actual game, white decided to invade in the corner right here, which I think is the biggest area on the board. So the 4 corners are already, not that corner, the 3 corners and the 2 sides are already enclosed. So there's no value on this corner. So this area will be the largest area on the board, and they will be that probably will be the last fight for this game. So in order to respond to the 2-4 invasion move right here, there are always 2 options. A Kosumi right here, like what the black did in the actual game, to push all the way white to the corner, and black will get the outside influence. Or I can bump on the top and push white to go to the outside, so that I can secure my corner. So why is the Kosumi and pushing white to the corner is the mistake? So let me show you what happened in the actual game first. And after the Kosumi, white used the sente, the peep in the corner, and black needs to fix the cutting point. and white extended here. Black played a one space jump, and white wedged. Black ataried, white connected here. So the corner now is completely alive. There's a sente here for white. Black has a cutting point right here. Black needs to make a bamboo shape to fix. And the corner, white already have more than 6 spaces in the corner, so it's already a live shape. Plus, white has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, around 8 points in the corner. So let me show you another option. The second option to respond to 2-4 invasion move here. So if I choose to bomb on the top, white has to pull the stone back. Extending to the corner won't work because the corner only has a limited eye space. There's not enough space to make it live. So white has to pull the stone out, and black will hane, and white has to extend on the side. I don't think that the largeness move will work, because now in this situation black can just simply use the second line placement to take all of the eye space away like this, and the entire group is very heavy as well, so the small knight move will be better in this situation. So now let's compare this variation and the variation in the actual game. So in the actual game, white has around 7-8 points, and black doesn't have any territory. All the territory in the corner and side are gone. But in this variation, in the corner, black at least have around 10 points, and plus the 7 points in the last variation that white has. The total points, the total territory is around 20 points. Alright, so that's the territory part. Let's compare the thickness. So in the actual game, black doesn't have any, black has a few or a little potential in the center, but the corner is completely alive. But in this variation, the potential in the center is gone. It doesn't have any potentials. But the 3 stones, the white stones on the side, is very weak. So black can either attack on the top and seal this wall, and let's assume white is able to live on the side. And then now black can jump on the top and invade here and attack this stone. If black is able to kill this stone, and now you can see how much territory I can get by attacking the 3 stones and the stone on the top. So having this little potential in the center and giving up all the territory to the corner is not worth it. So in this situation, blocking from the corner and attack the 3 stones on the side is the correct judgment. And as you can see in this game, in the center, actually both players, both black and white, do not have any potentials or any influence or milieu in the center. That means the center is actually the least valuable place to play. Alright, so these are the mistakes I saw in June. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumb up. And if you have any questions, leave the comments below, and go to our website, follow us on Twitter and Facebook page. My name is Stephanie. I will see you next time.